We have bought weapons with new Naira notes, terrorist leader says. Can you imagine? So the issue of redesigning Naira and then the current issue of scarcity of the new Naira notes for citizens to use for their legitimate businesses is a problem. But the terrorists are here boasting and bragging that they have the new Naira notes and they've bought weapons with them. Can you imagine this kind of thing? Because it was heard that in the north that some individuals were taking the new Naira notes to the bandits in the bush to exchange it for them and bring out the old ones to put in the bank. Meanwhile, they're here telling us that the people in the north are suffering. They can't change their Naira notes from old ones to new ones. But here we are seeing a terrorist leader that is bragging and saying they've gotten the new Naira note and they are using it to buy weapons already. What kind of country are we if this is true? Or is this a propaganda? Can government verify this? A terrorist leader, Kachala Baleri, has said his gang has purchased weapons with the new Naira notes. Baleri is one of the most wanted terrorist leaders, terrorizing some areas of Zamfara, Katsina, and Kaduna states, as well as part of Niger Republic. The bandits' leader was shown in a video flaunting the newly redesigned Naira note, saying the new Naira policy would only affect the poor, who have been left with the trouble of feeding themselves. Can you imagine? Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, had said the policy is aimed at curbing hoarding of currency and minimizing incidents of terrorism and kidnapping in Nigeria. He said tribalism will not solve Nigeria's problem, only justice will solve the problem. The poor don't know what Naira redesign means. Some of them don't have 10,000 Naira. They live from hand to mouth. But those who have millions, it is their own cup of tea. Many of those poor have not laid their hands on the new Naira notes, but those considered terrorists have them in bulk. You see, we have bought weapons with new notes so that we can fight them. Now we are waiting to hear what they will say next. We are doing what we are doing for the sake of God and the poor. We are living together, not the government. We have no problem with whosoever wishes to relate well with us. Can you imagine what a terrorist is saying? Right? Bragging and blaming government now. You see? Now look at what Kachala is saying, the known terrorist, that the changing of the Naira note has nothing to do with a poor man who barely live from hand to mouth. And that could be true. That could be true. It's those people that have the millions. Those are the ones in government who have stolen so much. Those are the people that the changing of the Naira note is affecting. All right? That is the truth. And that is why some of the people in the party, especially in APC, are already complaining that the new Naira note they're talking about is just to frustrate Tinubu's ambition and also to frustrate everything about the election. But that is not what we're seeing here. Right now, there's serious hardship in the land. There's no fuel, there's no money for people to buy food, for people to do anything with. All right? There's no fuel, there's no money. People are sitting at home. Markets are getting short because there's no money anywhere. But here, terrorists is boasting that they have enough money, enough new Naira note, and they're already buying weapons with them. And they're even sending video of themselves showing the new Naira notes that they have. Now, wow. In this same Nigeria, and legitimate people cannot have access to the money. Is that not bad? Is that not terrible? All right? This is terrible. And Emefiele said he was changing this money against those people that are hoarding the currency. All right? And who are the people hoarding the currency at home? They are the political class, the big men, frankly speaking, the bullion van politicians, people who turn their house to bank, people who have stashed huge cash in their houses for vote buying and for this election. Now that they've changed the money, they can't even bring it out. They don't know what to do with it. And they are mostly the people complaining as well at one end. And now that problem is affecting almost all of everybody now, including the poor. Because the poor, the little money they have, they can't spend it. They can't use it. This is very, very bad. It's absolutely very, very bad. And Emefiele also said that apart from saving the issue of hoarding the currency, he is also changing the money to curb terrorism. So if it's to curb terrorism, and right now terrorists are boasting that they have enough of it and are buying weapons with it, then are you sure the purpose is achieved? No. It means that the purpose is defeated. And all because of political class and their connections. It's quite unfortunate that this is happening to us. So now that this terrorist has come out now with a video to show the new currency and also to say he's buying weapons with them, what is government going to do? What is Emefiele going to do? What is CBN going to do? What is the political class going to do? What is APC in government going to do? Nothing. And this goes far to buttress the fact that this government is a terrorist government, because that is exactly what some people have been saying all the time, that this government is a terrorist government. They know all the terrorists in the north, but they just can't go after them. Even this Kachala we're talking about, what will it take government to go and knock him down and take him out for once and for all? But no, they won't do that. What is his name? Gumi has been the mediator between the terrorists and government, and nothing has happened. The government knows the people terrorizing this country, both in the north and the south, but they won't do anything about it, especially in the north, because they are their people, right? They are their people. And that is why Gumi was able to say that the bandits in the bush are their soldiers in the forest, and anybody attacking them is attacking the north. There's nothing they can do about it. Can you imagine that kind of thing? If someone else has made that comment, the presidency will send DSS immediately to go and nab that person. But look at Gumi making such statement that the bandits are their soldiers in the bush, that they are foot soldiers in the forest, and nothing can be done about them. This is actually very, very bad. And these terrorists have operated to a point of coming to the Niger State there, which is very close to Abuja, and nothing has happened. They even went to attack the guard of brigades near Aso Rock there and scattered them there, and nothing has happened in this same country. So why is Emefiele and the federal government, including Buhari, bringing out some policies they know that is not going to serve the purpose? It's terribly very bad. So some people are making comments here. Some say lies, propaganda, bought weapons with which money? Fools, continue to deceive yourselves. Hand will soon touch you people again. No hand, not they touch terrorists now. They're not one of them. Say the aim is defeated now. CBN governor, where are you? That's true. Because the aim actually is to curb terrorism. Is to curb terrorism. Is this not enough evidence to tag CBN governor and the presidency and the so-called cabal a culprit? They all stand to deny this. The general masses shouldn't stand out to embrace. Self-determination and total disintegration is what we need. The ultimate solution for Nigeria man-made problem, because they call Nigeria a failed contraption and it's a man-made problem. Siam, case closed. If Buhari had allowed the DSS to grill this two-faced Emefiele, this one would not be blabbing with the elusive new Naira notes. Can you imagine? That is terrible. That is terrible. Can you imagine new notes given to banks to load in ATM found in millions in the hands of terrorists? If the bank managers up north are not complicit in terrorism, who else is? The idiotic argument of Emefiele and gang against foisting acidic suffering on Nigerians through the new node has been defeated. Of course, it has been defeated. With all these weapons you claimed you purchased, your days are numbered. Tucanos will handle your case. You will soon be history. Nothing they happen. Tucanos will not handle anything. The government bought that Tucano to use in the southeast. Now they got frustrated because America warned them. They signed an undertaking with American government that they were not going to use that Tucano jet in the southeast. And so when they brought it into Nigeria, they just packed it and shut it down. Up to now, they haven't used it. That's to tell you that they bought it to annihilate the southeast. Unfortunately, America caught them by the waist and then got their hands tied. So that's why they can't use it. Those Tucanos are going to rotten on the ground and nothing is going to happen. That is the truth. So where do terrorists get new Naira notes to buy new guns? CBN. They should answer us. They should answer us. So thank you for listening. That is what is coming from a terrorist leader Kachala, saying that they've gotten the new Naira notes and are using it to buy their weapons right now. Kachala Baleri, a known terrorist in the north, and I'm sure Gumi must know this man. But instead of them to arrest him, they will go and be mediating and be giving him money, because that terrorism is not a business in the north. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment below.